In this video we're gonna test 8 popular macro photography diffusers, but it can be subjective which results are the best. So let's begin with a simple blind test. I'm gonna show you 8 photographs taken with exactly the same settings but with 8 different diffusers. And have a look which one you like the best and note down the letter associated with that photo. And later I'm gonna show you which diffuser, which letter. So here we are in Lightroom, and on my little collection here I have the 8 photos and they are in the same order as I just showed them, so it's A, B, C, D, E and so on. So let's go through all of these one by one and look at what diffuser was used and how the results came out. First of all, this is a dead bug that I put on a leaf that I stole from my wife's flowers, just to have some scene that mimics what we would find if we were out in the summer doing some freehand macro photography. I obviously used exactly the same settings on all photos. I used 1/250th in shutter speed, I used a flash in manual mode on 1/16th, and I used f8 in aperture and ISO 100. And obviously some diffusers are darker than others, and we're gonna look into that in a moment. But first I wanna show the pictures in a normalized fashion so that all of them are equally bright, and also I applied a little bit of slight edit here. This is actually without a diffuser. This is A, and this is how it looks when you just put the flash on the camera without the diffuser and take the photo. It isn't horrible, but it is much worse I think than most of the others. Here we have B, and this one is with a printer paper. Here in Sweden the size is called A4, I guess it's similar to letter in the United States. And as you can see, it gives a very nicely diffused photo. Looks alright, I would say, pretty nice. C is my old favorite, the Durr diffuser. I think it gives a pretty nice result. This diffuser, you can buy it for around $10-15. There are a lot of variants, but they probably give pretty equal results, all of them. Nice thing with this diffuser is that it is foldable and very compact and very cheap, and you can put it on pretty much any lens. This is D, and this is actually one of my absolute favorites in this series when I did a blind test myself. This is the AK diffuser. Pretty pricey diffuser, around $100. I made a review of it, and by the way I reviewed all of these diffusers in separate videos. But as you can see, it gives very nice results. It looks very soft and nice, I think, the light. And the bug is photographed from slightly different angles, but I always kept the focus on the eyes, so that tells a little bit. And as you can see, the light falls in a very beautiful way, and also on the antenna here, I just love how this looks. This is E, and this one is one of the worst ones, I would actually say, not too far from using no diffuser at all. As you can see, okay, yeah, okay, it's a lot better than no diffuser. And this is my Pringles diffuser. I know there are a lot of different ways to make a Pringles diffuser, so this is my Pringles diffuser. It's a very short Pringles tube, and yeah, I have double layers of packing foam in the front. Doesn't do a great job. I'm not sure if it is because the light source is too small, or maybe it is because the packing foam doesn't diffuse the light enough. Not sure, but I'm a little bit surprised by this. Then we have this one, which I think looks very nice. This is the Pope Shield, the foam variant. The Pope Shield comes in 3 different variants, and you can buy a pack of all 3 pretty cheaply, which I did. And this is the one with only foam and transparent plastic layer, and looks very good. But what I think looks even better is the next one. This is G, and I think it looks even softer and nicer. And this is the Pope Shield with the thin white plastic material. I think it does a better job at diffusing than the foam does. I think it looks softer. You can also see that the color is slightly different, and that's interesting because I set the white balance to daylight in the camera, so the colors are actually different because of the diffuser materials. So this is one of my absolute favorites of these 8. I think it looks very nice. But we have the last one, which I think is pretty much equally nice. I don't see much of a difference. And this is the Pope Shield with both foam and the thin plastic. So basically the previous 2 combined into one diffuser. I think this one also looks very, very nice. So if I were to pick my winners, I think it would be the AK and the last 2 Pope Shield ones. I think they look amazingly good. 2 things to note if you order the Pope Shield though. It is pretty cheap, around $30 I think. You should definitely get the magnetic variant. I bought the non-magnetic one earlier, and it was a pain to get on your lens in a good way. The magnetic one is much easier to adjust and to put on the lens. And also, just a quick note, they have insanely long delivery times. Last time I ordered, it took around 10 weeks, and I heard from other people as well that it takes a long time to get your Pope Shield, so be prepared for that if you order. Okay, so now we have looked at the image quality and the rendering of all these diffusers. Let's look at how good they are at transferring the light from the flash to the subject. That is also interesting. And these are the same 8 photos in the same order as before, but difference is that these are completely unedited, so you can see how bright they are, right? You can see that this one without the diffuser is like medium bright. This one with printer paper is very dark, the darkest one of them all. And this, I guess, is the biggest downside with using a printer paper, that you lose a lot of light, so you need to have a pretty strong flash. Then we have the Dirty diffuser. Yeah, it does a pretty good job at transferring light from the flash to the subject. But the winner in that department definitely by far is the AK. Look at how bright it is. I even had to decrease the exposure to get it to look okay. But I mean, this is great because you can use lower strength on your flash, which makes it faster, which makes the batteries last longer, and also enables you to take quicker series without any blackouts. And obviously this is of course because the AK diffuser has a roof. It is the only one in this test that has a roof. By the way, another diffuser that is constructed in a similar way is the Cygnus Tech diffuser, which I haven't reviewed yet, but I think it probably gives similar results in terms of how the photos look, but that one is a bit cheaper than the AK. Then we have the Pringles one. Yeah, medium brightness. The Pope Shield, the foam variant gives the best brightness. The plastic and the foam plus plastic is slightly darker. So yeah, it can be interesting to note how much light the different diffusers let through. So that's it for my big diffuser test. I hope you learned something. I sure did.